Conflict with my F36, fiancés, M30, female best friend, F29. How do I proceed? 3 post. Solving conflict with fiancés, M30, female best friend, F29. Am I being overly sensitive? Hi. So I apologize in advance if the post gets a bit long, but I'm in need of some unbiased advice here, please. I want to preface by saying that other than the conflict at hand, fiancé, M30, and I, F36, get along really well, and I'm not questioning his love for me. Okay, so I'm going to start from the first time I met his female best friend. Let's call her Sally for the purposes of the post, a year ago. He was really nervous introducing us, and he admitted he was a bit afraid of her reaction or how we'd get along. I didn't think any of it at the time, as we all want our closest people to get along. She was all right that night, polite enough. Also, we were at a bar, and everyone was having drinks, and by the end she was a bit tipsy and getting together with some guy, which my then BF didn't seem happy about and kept calling her, and I told him just let her live. Honestly, I just thought it might have been banter, kind of like in a fraternal way. Fast forward next meeting, couple months later. We went to one of his friends' houses, and she was there. My fiancé commented on how it was my birthday soon, and he was taking me to this really nice gastronomical restaurant and the date. That's when things first got weird. She got very upset and shouted at him, "You piss me off. You can't do it that day. That's another female friend birthday, so you have to change your date." In front of everyone he told me, "Sorry babe, we have to pick another date, I forgot." I didn't protest, and we changed our date. Fast forward to New Year's. He told me he had already promised to spend it with her, and she was quite vulnerable, so I said fine, I'll spend it with my parents. And I had my son, so I couldn't party hard and didn't want to stop him, except my parents live in another city, and when the day came our car died. The battery died. Even with the charger the car just wouldn't start, so I was stranded, and I was very sick. I couldn't stop vomiting and feeling generally unwell. He still left me alone with a child without a car and went to meet her. I almost broke up with him after that, but ended up forgiving him. Now, every meeting we have after that, she's passive-aggressive towards me and is overly affectionate and hands-on with him. I'm talking lots of couple-like selfies, sitting on his lap whilst embracing his neck, etc. I find it a bit icky, but I let it go. I realize they have a weird connection, and he has her on a sort of pedestal. Once he told me he couldn't tell her how happy he was with me because she wouldn't be happy and it would affect her negatively. He also once was on the phone with her, loudspeaker, talking about a concert we're supposed to go in spring, and he told her I'm supposed to go with me, but by then she may not be able to. We're TTC, and so if she can, I'll take you instead. She asked why, and he said, "Oh, you know, just by then things might have changed." I then asked him, "Why don't you tell her I will hopefully be pregnant by then?" His reply was, "Oh no, I can't tell Sally that." This is when I started to feel a little off with their friendship. Still, I made every effort to be extra nice to her and try and get to know her. I thought maybe if we get to know each other, things will get better, since I get along really well with his other friends. Fast forward to this year and the conflict at hand now. It was his birthday last month. I was organizing it, and I thought it's a good opportunity to bond with her, so I asked her if she wanted to help. She said yes, and I was happy, thinking things might take a positive turn. On our first meeting discussing the party and gift, I told her I wanted to give him a ticket to his favorite rapper's concert, but that they're so incredibly hard to get. I asked her if she could help me, or if she heard of a ticket available, could she let me know, please? I said if you find one, we can even give it as a gift from us. I also told her it's that, or a ticket to the LOL finals in London, but those are also extremely hard to get, and she even said, "Oh, I'll get into the waitlist for his geek thing too, just in case." I thought perfect. Now, when it comes to the party, she did nothing other than take credit. And even the only thing she did, a scrapbook, I was the one who told her to do it. She calls me a few weeks later to discuss the party, however, and the gift. On that call, she tells me the ticket to that concert is impossible to get. I tell her the news. I also couldn't get the LOL tickets. They sold out in 3 minutes. So I suggest we all put money together so he can go a Michelin-starred restaurant, and she agrees. So far okay, except a few days later, she texts me asking if we're still doing the gift all together, and a few minutes later sends me a voice message letting me know she found a ticket after all, and she's gifting it to him from her and her 2 besties. I was gobsmacked, but his birthday was soon, and I didn't want to create conflict, so I just said great, he'll love that. But I was hurt. Come the party, she didn't even speak to me. He said he noticed that. I had to ask her to come help with the cake, and the only time she spoke was when he was literally in front of us if I needed something, and I said, yeah, take a picture with him for the book. Again, me trying to be nice. She then made a whole thing of giving him the ticket. He was so happy he screamed, etc., and I left to the other side of the room. In the end, I was tired, and the attitude, and seeing her all over him got too much for me, and I left the party early. The ticket is for next summer, and they're leaving to the south of France, the girls and him. He told me they're planning the Airbnb, and I said I'd like you to sleep alone. He laughed and proceeded to write in their group chat. Fiancé said I have to sleep alone, haha. Sally replied and deleted her message. I found out about it, and I was so hurt by all the passive aggressiveness and her mean high school girl vibe towards me, and I snapped. I told him everything and how she dislikes me. The worst is he knows what she and her friends are like, and he still couldn't defend me. Everything led me to believe that she was his priority over me. So I kept a lot to myself to not rock the boat. I also found out they're going for 5 days, and not just the weekend as he had told me. So I said I'm coming too. I have never been, so I'll visit with you, and you can go to the concert. He told them he was going to get his own place with me, and that I was coming, and Sally made a snarky remark. Nice gifting you a ticket to go to the concert with you, and he was kicked out of the group. Now I snapped. I can't for the life of me understand why him wanting his own room or me coming is such a problem to her. But my biggest problem in all this is him being blind to her attitude towards me and honestly not putting her in her place and having my back. He himself admits they still behave like teenagers, and her whole life is gossip, etc., and still. Now I told him I don't want her in my life anymore, and I genuinely can't see myself being married to someone who has a relationship like that with another woman. We have our engagement party coming up, and on one hand, I don't want her there. Not even being petty, I just really want to be surrounded by people who love us and are happy for us, but on the other hand, I don't want to hurt his feelings, and her not getting an invite will turn into a whole drama thing where she'll victimize herself. I'm 36 and dumbfounded. I never thought people 25 and up could still behave in such a way, or maybe I'm just blessed with really healthy grown-up friendships. How do I proceed? He is now telling me beautiful things, all the right things, of how he couldn't see it. He's going to change and talk to her. However, I know she's going to gaslight him, and I honestly don't know how he'll react when she does right in his face. He also told me maybe she doesn't even realize she's doing it. This woman is Regina George incarnate to AT. It's ridiculous. Sorry this turned out to be more novel, like if you read it all, thank you. TLDR, fiancé's female best friend with history of being passive-aggressive towards me has one-upped me, and is now upset I'm accompanying my fiancé to a trip next summer. Reposted as it keeps getting deleted.